put up that tweet about Adelson. This is from Haaretz Monday. Yeah. It's reported that that Trump is desperate for her cash, and her ask is to allow Israel to annex the West Bank. Then on, was it June 4th? Then all of a sudden, she is now providing a massive super PAC for Donald Trump. Just a reminder, back in 2016, when her husband, Sheldon Adelson, now deceased, funded Donald Trump, their ask, get out of the Iran nuke deal, move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And guess what? They got both those. Okay, that article is from May 30th. All right, so there it is. We know what she promised. And just days after that, so we're like 5 or 6 days out from her funding that thing. Here's Donald Trump on Sean Hannity. For anybody who thought, and I think we thought that maybe during the debates he would try and get to the left of Joe Biden on Israel. It looks like it's far more lucrative for him to not do that. Here he is on Sean Hannity last night. This is clip number 6.
So, number one, they have to finish the job. Israel has to finish that job. They have to finish it quickly, strongly, and they have to get back to life again because it's taking too long. They have to finish the job.
You're saying go in, win, and finish.
You gotta win. Gotta win. The attack on October 7th, and it's getting more and more demeaned. They're demeaning it. I have people now telling me they don't think the attack ever happened. And take a look. You watch the news reports.
I have the 50 minutes of video.
Sure,
hold on. Will you pause it for a second? Does Donald Trump really have people coming up to him and going like, I don't believe the attack ever happened? Like, first off, who's coming up to Donald Trump? Like, who is Donald Trump having conversations with?
Nick Fuentes?
Exactly. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like maybe some of his neo-Nazi buddies are saying, like, I don't even think I don't think the Holocaust happened. I don't think the attack on October 7th happened. I mean, it's possible. Right. But like,
they're saying, here we go again.
It would have been so fun for Sean Hannity just to mistakenly go like, really? Like who? Who's
cite a source?
Who would say that to you? Well, just different people, leftists, Democrats. All right, go back.
The news reports.
I have the 50 minutes of video.
Sure, I know you do, and so do I. But here's the thing. You watch these people on television, and then just like you have Holocaust deniers also. They say the Holocaust never took. It's the exact same people. They're saying Fuentes. It never happened. AOC +3. Israel was the most powerful lobby in the country 15 years ago. Today, between Tlaib and AOC and all of these people, what they're doing, Israel, they don't have the backing that they once had.
You'll give it to them.
Yeah, I'm good. But they don't have the backing. Even Schumer has become like a Palestinian. Chuck Schumer, Jewish, always strong for Israel. He's become like a Palestinian.
Called for elections in the middle of a war.
Yeah, it's a very bad thing. It's a very sad thing, and it's a very dangerous thing. But if you look, so many people, I watch on your show where they're going and interviewing these people that are protesting just recently at Columbia and the different places. They say, we don't believe October 7th ever happened. And they may believe that, they may actually believe that, but they have to get the job done. They have to get in there and they have to get it done.
I mean, first off, like all this stuff is so jumbled in his head. He's just clearly dumping. He's literally repeating what Miriam Adelson must have told him when she said about the money. And like, that's what he's doing. I mean, it's fascinating because you have all these people who get on television trying to appeal to Donald Trump, whether it's like Marjorie Taylor Greene or whatnot, and signal like, pick me. And he's going around and he's gotten paid now with Adelson's money. And he's going around repeating all this stuff. I mean, he hasn't talked like this in months. I don't know. This has been going on for 8 months. And now he's talking about this stuff?
He was on Adelson's, I forget the name of the right-wing Israeli publication that his, billions that funds, right? I mean, this is his widow. For people that don't know, Sheldon Adelson was one of the biggest Republican donors. He died recently, and his number one pet project in life is his support for Israel. So his widow is continuing that legacy. But he was
Number
on
two
with
was
them.
to destroy unions, incidentally, because he was
there
a
you
Vegas,
go.
hotelier. But
Right. And so his wife is, continuing his legacy by supporting a genocide. And the Trump was on there, and it was a weirdly cut, edited interview, but he was saying Israel needs to finish the job. But a few months ago, he also was saying that the optics of how Gaza looks is really bad for Israel. And that's what he was saying on that interview with that publication. It didn't get a ton of coverage, but the point is that now he's abandoned that altogether because he's even more desperate for money than he was the first time he ran, much more so because he views this as existential. People forget when he ran for the first time, if you read that book Devil's Bargain, Trump never planned on winning the primary. Like, Trump never planned on winning the election. He wanted to make money. He wanted to get his name out there. Everything's about a branding exercise. The same quote that when he's talking about how Gaza looks for Israel because of all the destruction, it looks so bad. He has one mode. He's a savant almost at it, which is like public relations, but he's kind of a lunatic at the same time, so he's lost control of it. But that's all he sees the world as. And so he can be moved and swayed with the money because he now feels like, if I don't win, I'm going to jail.
But I think it was always a little bit wishful, the idea that he would run to Biden's left on this. And I don't think he ever showed any significant willingness to do that. Like, he was quoted in front of like a Zionist donor saying, we're going to set the Palestine movement back 25 years. Like that one thing at the UFC thing where he's like, we're going to wrap it up. Like that was pretty non-committal, but everyone's grasping at anything.
well,
We said that at the
I think
time.
it's not a question of hopeful. I mean, I think it's like a notion of just like, he will say anything that he finds to be in his best interest. And until it became clear that there was someone who was going to offer him, could be hundreds of millions of dollars in an outside expenditures, in terms of like, that became his best interest at that point. Because it wasn't while he's going like, this would have never happened if I was there. And, there were times where he was running. Look, the Republicans ran against the Democrats back in like 2016 or 2014 on the Democrats cutting Medicare during the implementation of the ACA, which was cutting of Medicare Advantage, just cutting down the reimbursement rates because Medicare Advantage was ripping off the government. Yeah. And the nakedness in which they'll do this is easy. So I don't know. I think it was unlikely. I think there was some people who were like, this is going to prove that he is but the fact is, no, he would be just as bad and now worse.
And I think it's notable that he definitely noticed that it was splitting the base because he commented on that explicitly, but he hasn't really done anything to like really go in to that split.
Well, what we said at the time, too, was all he had to say is Biden's messing up. Biden's effing up, right? And that's kind of all he had to do at this point. But he's now made it more clear.
Because he's got it. Because I don't know. I think he was always like, I'm still supporting Israel. I don't know that he ever let that hang out there as much as I don't know. I just never saw that.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.